With 2014 drawing to a close, let's look at some of the big winners and losers on the Bloomberg Billionaires Index. Let's begin with the biggest winner. It was a very good year if your company held a record-breaking IPO. Of course, we're talking about Alibaba's Jack Ma. His fortune soared from $3.5 billion to nearly $30 billion. There he is,
well,
Jack Ma.
That's what happens when you go public, right?
Yeah. Stock went public, I think, at $68 a share, and it traded today at $106 a share.
And you've got perhaps the best e-commerce story in the world right now.
Well, it certainly has one that is influencing the value of Yahoo stock as well. We're going to talk about that.
You know, and add to that, guys, now he's more liquid. You know, he's liquid in ways and in countries that he wasn't before. His ability to sell Alibaba stock within China was limited, much less limited now, and even to borrow against it with his holdings in a publicly traded U.S. stock.
I think he's such a great story, though. I mean, this is, and by the way, I think this could be the power of China as we go forward, because this is a guy, think about it, who started this company. He's a school teacher, started it out of his apartment. This is the American dream being realized in China. And that's the opportunity here. If we see continued entrepreneurship, and if you've got the framework to support it, and that's a big if, because I do tend to question whether you can really have a full capitalist environment without an actual democracy behind it. But this is the potential, really. All
right, so we got Jack Ma. Let's talk about another billionaire. We've got Mark Zuckerberg. Go ahead, tell us about Mark Zuckerberg. There he is. He made $11 billion this year. The current net worth almost $36 billion. One of the biggest winners in 2014. And that, of course, is Facebook. Cory, what do you think? He spent, I think, $16 billion of the company's money on WhatsApp.
Yeah, and indeed, probably the fastest-growing messaging platform and the biggest one in the world outside of that's really eviscerating what's happening with the phone network. So he also continues to sort of, use the company's capital to make the acquisitions that will keep competitive things at bay. I mean, the $1 billion spent for Instagram that seemed like crazy talk, the Street's valuing that a separate company is $35 billion right now. So some very clever uses of spending money big time. No penny pinching down at Facebook.
All right, another guy who's done pretty well this year. Let's take a look at Jeff Bezos. Forgive me, really badly this year is Jeff Bezos. Let's take a look at how much money Mr. Bezos has actually lost. About $8 billion.
Don't feel bad for him, though.
No.
It's okay. He's all right. He's still doing pretty well. He's got $28 billion, lost $8 billion this year. I guess all of his Amazon holdings. I think he's got about a 33% stake.
Take a look at the stock here, down 22%.
Amazon, right?
I would just say, at some point, investors are really going, and I think we've seen evidence, they've already begun running out of patience with this company because they invest, and so far we haven't necessarily seen the benefits, at least, in terms of earnings for all these investments.
You see it in the top line. I mean, that's his entire focus, is that top line growth, getting that business big. And you can also see it in his personal investments, like his investment in buying the Washington Post for himself, clearly focused on something in a much longer term than the end of 2014.
Yeah, well, it's good for all the brown box industry, too.